Shannon. Now this is podcasting.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. At least it is for us. It is a good morning, dude. It's Saturday. Well, first of all, I want everyone to just hear Jason's voice real quick. Hit him with your voice, dude.
Good morning, America.
Jason is slowly dying. And so
it seems like one of us is on the verge of death every time we record.
Yeah.
Either God is telling us we shouldn't be doing this, or we're just kind of going through the valley of the shadow of death. Right?
Yeah. Let's hope the latter.
So far, we haven't had any elders or
we haven't any
that we need to stop because we're in heresy.
Yeah. Not yet. We have officially. We do have some of the women roasting me at church now, which is funny, but no elder intervention yet. It is a good day. I've had a banger of a week. Not to bore you guys with the details, so I won't, but basically it's like the most. I was talking with one of my coworkers and we were laughing about how the last month is like every single day you get done and you're like, oh my goodness, I feel like I've been moving logs all day. And then you think like, what did I actually do? Like, what did I accomplish? What did I actually get
How far
closer?
did we move the ball?
Yeah, none, not a lick. And so that's been like every day for a month for me. And this week has been the final push to get through that part of my job. And so it's been extremely like tons of just like thinking and not doing much. And then having these conversations, like having very important meetings where we're all just like, people are like, you ask somebody a question and then they just sit for like 45 seconds as they try to think of the answer. Like they try to think of what to do.
Brutal.
And everybody's doing that. There's like 8 people on a meeting and it's taking an hour to get like a little bit of information just because we're all like in this one stage. And so
that sounds like the book discussions for the Brotherhood.
Yes. Well, way less fun.
Excruciating though, in its own way.
Yes.
I got so tired of that.
Yeah. That was brutal. But yes, it's very much like that all day, every day for a month. And on top of that, this week I've been sleeping poorly, really poorly. And last night my wife charged our dog's bark collar and forgot to put it back on him.
Oh, no.
And so at 2 a.m., he was outside of our window, like standing at our window, howling and barking as loud as he possibly could. And he's 125 pounds, so that's loud.
Yeah, he's a big Rottweiler.
Dog. Yeah, big old dog. And so I couldn't sleep. So I didn't get to sleep really at all last night. I think I slept for about 5 hours. And, I tried to go back. I got up eventually, put my blue light glasses on, was watching some Twitch streams. And then like I finally like got down, laid back down, went to bed, and kind of fell asleep. And my daughter woke up at like 6, and so I was like, Emily, please go get her. I have to try to sleep for like another hour before I have to get up and go podcast. And so she was like, okay, got it. Got up, went and got her, and then she left my daughter alone for a second to like go outside.
Yeah.
And immediately my daughter walked up to my bed and slapped my leg and was like, Daddy, wake up, Daddy.
Get up.
So I didn't get to sleep really at all. And so I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to be brutal. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a terrible day. Because we had a tree falling down on our driveway that I'm going to have to clear this afternoon after I get done with this. So I'm going there. I'm going from here to do that. And then by the time I get done with that, it's going to be time to get ready and go to dinner with you guys.
Yeah.
So my day is spoken for. There's no time off. And then I got in the car and I was like, all right, dude, you're going to have to pep up. So I got that 5 hour energy you gave me last week.
It paid off.
It paid off. I took that with me. I went windows down 45 degrees in my truck and just blasted some Portuguese house music and just was dancing and just trying to get the energy back.
I happened to be outside collecting my runaway toddler when he came down the driveway.
Oh, yeah.
And one of my daughters was up trying to earn some money by raking up a bunch of leaves.
Nice.
And she's at the top of the hill, and my kids just went wild when Ethan rolled down the hill, pumping his hand out the
Yeah.
Like,
I was trying to revive myself, dude.
yeah, in his gigantic Escalade.
Yeah, about
excursion. I'm sorry.
Excursion. Excuse me.
I'm
Excuse
sorry.
me. Excursion.
I apologize.
Yeah.
I knew as soon as it came out of my filthy mouth that it was the wrong word. My tortured vocal cords said the wrong thing.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So I about halfway in the drive though, it switched for me.
Yeah.
And I went from being like, oh my gosh, to being like, dude, it's Saturday.
It's
and I was
Saturday.
Just like, literally like pointing at people, screaming out of my window at people in the drive. It's Saturday! Like, it's Saturday morning, baby! Beer, football, loud music, let's go! Like, fully. And by the time I got here, I'm actually like lit as hell now. So it is actually a great day because it is Saturday. It's Saturday morning. There's so much. Dude, there isn't anything more fun than like a bright, the day's going to be beautiful.
It is a gorgeous morning. I walked outside today, and I was like, the sun cresting our hill over here through the trees, like coming across the field. My daughter's up there raking leaves, and the other kids are running around and whatnot. Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
It's a beautiful day.
Beautiful, clear blue sky,
Praise
60
God
degrees.
for the beautiful late winter day.
Yes, man.
Can we say it's late winter yet? And I hope so.
So just, guys, take a second, dude. You're in the car, whatever, you're commuting to work. You don't feel great. But, dude, just take a second, take a breath, look around you. That's what I did this morning. And it will sink in that it is actually a beautiful day. I'm going to crack a cold one when I get home, cut this tree up. It is going to be lit beyond reason, dude. Absurd how sick today's going to be. I'm actually so pumped. So it's a great day. And I'm glad you guys are here to enjoy at least a part of this day with us. So thank you for coming to work hard.
Thank you for listening. We appreciate your listening. We appreciate your support. We appreciate it if you tell other people about the podcast if you like it.
Yes.
And if you don't like it, tell other people anyway.
Oh, dude, you know what you guys should do? If you're feeling down, we should have watched this before. There's a old Alex Jones clip of him getting pumped. And he's talking about how at first he's talking about how much like globalists hate life. And then he like swings into this rant about how beautiful life is, and he's like, "Life is amazing. It's so wonderful. There's everything. It's teeming. It's sensational. It's insane with its detail. Life is it's beautiful, and the sun comes down across the sea, and you'll see it, and you'll love it, and you'll feel power and amazement, and you'll know in your body you're human and you're made by God, and everything is amazing." It's such a good. You listen to it, and you're
he gives credit to God in it.
Oh yeah. Alex Jones is a big Christian.
Is he?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know enough about him.
Yeah.
I wish you guys could see this. When Ethan goes off on this, he does distance himself by like 3 or 4 times his normal microphone, the regular microphone distance.
Yeah, dude.
He pulls it way back when he does this.
When I scream.
So as loud as it is for you, it would
way
be a lot
louder
louder
for Jason.
if he didn't do that.
Yeah,
and be grateful.
I had when I got out of the truck this morning, I had a insane urge to yell, to just, "Good morning, good Matt." Oh, whoops. How do you mark again?
I don't know.
Nope.
Why do you need a mark?
So I just said your last name.
Oh. I didn't catch it that time.
I did. I got it.
Of course, I post this on my personal feed all the time, so it's really not.
Oh yeah, I guess that's
not
true.
much of a secret.
I guess it doesn't matter that people know your name.
No.
Yeah, it's not super easy to track your name to me. And also I put my LinkedIn on private. So even if you do know who I am, you can't figure out where I work.
Okay.
And I also
it is. Now you know my last name.
Yeah, all right. I guess we're not going to edit that out.
Belgians.
Yeah. Yeah.
For all the good it does you. Still haven't gotten any email from Belgians. Still waiting.
What's up with that, dude?
Why do you listen? I even found somebody on X who was Belgian, and I was like, "What's going on in Belgium? Belgium. What's going on in Belgium?
Belgium, dude. Yeah.
What's going on in Belgium?" I was like, "We have some listeners from Belgium, and I don't know why." I was like, "Tell me, please."
Yeah.
But she just followed me back.
That's awesome.
She didn't answer my
post.
post.
I don't think they're doing good in Belgium. I think they're hurting.
It seemed like it was like they're urging for. It was like there's a MAGA kind of undercurrent there.
Yeah, I think there's a MAGA
they're
undercurrent
just following us.
Yeah, in all of Europe, I think that's happening right now. I don't.
Probably,
but I think
maybe that's all it is that it's the same kind of vibe as the conservatives in America who just finally got a win.
Yeah.
After quite a few years of getting just curb stomped.
Yeah, I think it's too little, too late though for Europeans.
It's never too late.
That's true. It's never too late.
It's never too late
Never
to start
too late.
chopping off some heads.
Yeah.
Not advocating for that. I just mean
I am.
there can be, Ethan does.
Hang them high.
Well, that's not to say some leaders, some places do deserve death.
Yeah, certainly.
And that's a far more complicated and nuanced issue that we're not going to get into, whether or not there's a biblical argument to be made for overthrowing your tyrannical government violently.
Yes.
But go back and listen to our grass fire leadership episode. That one we talk in depth more about that topic. So
yeah,
we'll leave it to that episode. Well, let's move on to Between the Couch Cushions, that section of the show, if you haven't heard it before, where we dig into the couch cushions looking for keys, and instead we find that movie or book that would been missing for the past 12 years, and we forgot about it.
Or video game.
Yes, or video game.
As my recommendation will be today.
Yep.
You want me to kick it off?
Go for it. Kick it off.
My recommendation is, dude, I'm like, my veins are pumping right now. I'm electric. I'm electrified, dude. Wow. I hope you guys are feeling good, dude.
I can't wait
fantastic.
to see how this tapers in the second recording.
It's not, dude. I'm going all day with this. I hope you guys aren't ready for a nice, quiet, calm dinner.
If I can talk, then by this evening, it will be a miracle.
My recommendation is SSX Tricky for the GameCube, dude. All right?
The GameCube, first was probably the best system of all time.
All time, bro. Maybe the first Xbox.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. But the GameCube
But the
did
GameCube,
rock.
as far as multi-generational, like there's appropriate games.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're talking about stuff you can enjoy with your kids and as an adult and having one of the best controllers of all time.
Yeah.
And graphics good enough that you aren't confused about what you can and can't drive through on a racing game. That's the thing I hated about the N64 was you're like flying along in your pod racer and you suddenly hit a bush that you couldn't go through.
Yeah, yeah,
and you're
yeah.
why is that a wall?
Yeah, come on. Yes.
The other ones, you can go through some of these, but not others. Uh-huh. That was my main issue with the graphics. I don't care if the graphics are photorealistic, but provided you can tell the background from the... Anyway,
SSX
GameCube
Tricky
got past that.
Yes, GameCube did. It was the next gen. SSX Tricky is one of the coolest sports games of all time. It's like this absurd, ridiculous snowboarding game.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. I thought maybe it was skateboarding, but
yeah, it's
close. A different board.
Yeah, different board, and it's like the drops. Right. You like your character goes on these drops that are like hundreds of feet, and like huge ramps that are like you are literally like in the air for a half mile doing tricks and stuff, and it's just each character has so you can like. You build up with each trick. You build up your like bar, which I think is called Uber mode when you activate it.
Okay.
And then when you do Uber mode, you can do all their like special tricks that give you like mad points.
Yeah.
And there's like ones where they're like doing the worm on the board, like in the air. One of the guys saws himself, he like saws the board through him like in half, but he doesn't actually cut him. Like the board just like phases through him.
That's funny.
There's so many. I'm talking about this. I'm remembering there is a little. Some of the female characters are a little
scantily clad.
And some of their Uber moves are a little not
lewd.
Great. Yeah, but I think you can like choose skins, so you like unlock different skins for them as you like do certain challenges and stuff. Some of them are like she's in a swimsuit.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure you can just not put those on.
Okay.
Like I'm
so
pretty sure
characters.
It's, like that
it's not
easy.
like. Well, are there like cut screens that have like chicks dancing?
I think
screens and whatnot.
They're like the promos that are like the commercials for the game that are not in the game. I think there might be some of that, maybe.
Okay, but
for the most part,
like every loading screen isn't like a chick in a bikini,
right?
In
exactly.
The snow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
okay.
I think the only actual cutscene, there's no story to the game at all. So I think
there's not. Okay.
Yeah, the only cutscene that exists is the opening cutscene where it's like some of the male characters rapping the song Tricky by somebody. It's free to rock around.
It's tricky.
Yeah, that's I think that's the only cutscene in the game. At least that's the only one I remember.
All right.
So great game. Good way to just like, dude, you could probably put 6 hours into that game easy. and you can go to like you can go get it off of eBay for like $20. So I just got my car has AV receivers, so you can plug like an old GameCube up to it, and there's a DVD player in it. So I got a bunch of GameCube games, and I tried to use it on my old GameCube, but my old GameCube is broken, so I have to get a new one. But I'm gonna like when I go get the new system put in my car, I'm gonna have them integrate into the car wiring for the GameCube, so that there's no wires hanging, and so that it's all plugged up to the DVD player, so that people in the back can play GameCube on it. Yeah. That's the plan. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my rec, dude. SSX Tricky, great game, phenomenal, high energy too. Great rec for how I'm feeling today, because it's all like bumping hip hop and like Uber mode, you did it, double time, extra points, now again, sensational, like the announcer the whole time. Yeah, it's
Kill-tacular.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, your voice is great for that today. Yeah.
Welcome to Work Hard.
Yeah, exactly. We've got Master Chief with us today.
Cortana.
Yeah.
Activate Uber mode, Cortana. Yeah. All right, so my recommendation. Oh man, this is a good episode today. So my recommendation is the movie That Thing You Do. It stars Tom Hanks and I think Liv Tyler are the only big enough names to mention that I can remember from the movie. It's a movie about a one-hit wonder band, like in the 80s.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe not 8. Maybe it's 60s. 60s, 70s. It's like an oldies. And so it's a bunch of like high schoolers who form a band.
I think I've seen this movie.
Have you seen it?
I think so.
It's pretty fun.
And
so it follows them from when they're just like, they're at a talent show. Their regular drummer breaks his arm.
Yes.
And so they have to get a substitute drummer whose name is Guy Patterson.
Yes. I have seen this movie.
Yes.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
okay. Sick.
Yeah. Okay. Guy Patterson loves jazz. And so he plays jazz drums. And their song that they're playing was called That Thing You Do. That was the one they entered for the talent show. And he unbeknownst to the rest of the band, decided to play it at a faster tempo, and since he's the drummer, he sets the tempo, so he picks it up and does a higher tempo, and they're forced to play and sing it that way. It's a huge hit. They win the talent contest, and then like a spotter or a talent agent basically finds them, signs them for a record label, gets them on the radio, and then they just rocket to fame after that, go on the road, tour around the country with this song and others.
Yeah.
And so it follows their just, they're like a rocket just screaming off. And the band just collapses by the end of the movie because of, conflicts of interest and lack of... Anyway, they just fall apart by the end of the movie. And Liv Tyler... Well, anyway, I won't give away.
Liv Tyler's one of the most beautiful actresses to have ever lived.
Yeah, she's a lovely creature.
Yes.
And Tom Hanks is...
Hanks is in that movie?
Yeah. He's their manager after their first manager. He gets passed off. He's like their professional manager when they go on the road.
Wow, I don't remember that at all, but okay, yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's really great. So Tom Hanks just being phenomenal. Great actor. Really fun movie. Realistic take on...
Fame?
And, just these, like good pop songs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We have the album, actually. You can buy the album.
Oh, really?
From The Wonders. That was their name, The Wonders.
Nice.
There was a funny branding. Oh, sure. One little bit from the movie. They had named themselves The Wonders, but they had spelled it O-N-E, like one, and then Durs.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the band members is like, yeah, got it. Looks like O-Neaters,
Yeah. I remember.
And he disagrees, and the band leader's like, no, it's supposed to be like one, like Wonders. He's like, yeah, got it. Looks like O-Neaters. And then, Tom Hanks acts as that as soon as they get into the big leagues. He's like, this whole like spelling Wonders with these, like, no. He's like, from now on, you're just the Wonders. W-O-N-D-E-R-S.
Yeah.
Like, we're done with that.
Oh, yeah, that's way better. Way better. Yeah.
He's like, it's confusing.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, that's crazy throwback. I saw that movie recently too. I don't remember.
Did you really?
Yeah, recently. Like not like mad recently, but like in the last few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah, you can buy the Playtone record. It looks like the record that they're
nice.
The soundtrack for the movie is all of the different famous bands that they go on tour with here throughout the movie, as well as several of their quote unquote hits.
Yeah. That's cool.
Tom Hanks, I think, wrote one or two of the songs himself, or
really?
had a part in writing one of the songs. Their little intro song. You're the winter, fall, and spring. You are the song that summertime brings. You are the star in the nighttime sky. You are my girl and I'm your guy. Yeah.
That's funny.
So no, I mean my kids play it. They've gotten a hold of the CD and they enjoy it.
There it is. We'll blame it on your kids.
Anyway,
for sure.
That Thing You Do. Look it up. Fun movie. Good acting. There's another comedic actor who has some pull, and I can't remember his name, but
the guy that plays the drummer is like a pretty.
Is he?
You'll recognize the face for sure. I don't necessarily know that you'll know his name. I don't know his name, but you recognize his face.
Oh, another funny thing is the bass player has no name. They have never mentioned his name, and in the credits, his character's name is TBH, or
TBD.
Yeah,
TBD.
The bass player, TBP.
Oh, the bass player. Okay, nice.
Yes, it's just TBP.
Nice. That's good. That's good.
All right, we're moving right along. Let's move along to the main topic today. Ethan, you found an article.
Yes.
That kind of
sparked some thoughts.
Some thoughts that you had.
Yeah.
Tell me, Ethan, what are those thoughts that you had?
Well, I recently, like in front of everyone, like in like my in-laws or my family or whatever, anytime like a known Jew gets on the screen on the TV, I go.
Dude.
Oh no. My wife knows what I'm doing and she goes, stop. And I'm like, if you hadn't said anything, everyone would be like, what was that about? And then just not said anything and not know. But now I'm going to, first of all, now I'm definitely doing it more. Like every time they get on the screen, I'm going to go, oh man.
Why don't you just marry a nice doctor?
Yeah. Why? Mom, my apartment doesn't get enough southern light. Oh no.
Struggling with this seasonal depression.
Yeah. I don't feel very good. My stomach hurts.
That's just a fun accent for me. I like accents.
Yeah, accents are funny, and the accent of a New York Jew is no exception.
Hysterical.
Yeah.
So thank you, New York Jews, for that.
Yep. Thanks for that.
We appreciate it. And, right alongside the Indians.
Yeah, we appreciate that, and thank you for your funny accent and all the porn. Appreciate that too.
Yeah. Way to bring it down.
Just kidding.
Yeah, we hate that. Stop doing that.
Yeah, we do hate that. Stop doing that. You will be deported.
All right, the article.
So the article.
My goodness.
The article was about the CEO and founder of a company called Movement, which makes pretty good watches, or at least I bought one back in the day. They're cool.
I didn't even realize it was a watch company.
Yeah. It's a watch company.
I think they even say it in the article. Movement watches. All right, spelled MVMT.
Yeah, MVMT. They were. I mean, I don't know. I like the watches. I still have it. Good watch, pretty watch, affordable. So I like them. They're a good company. He started the company when he was like 22 or 23. He was in college, and he dropped out of college to pursue the company.
Yeah, 21-year-old college dropout.
Yes, and he.
With his roommate.
So they started a great company. They they grew the company a ton to like 45 employees, and then they sold it. And his share of the sale was a 9-digit figure. So it was like $100 million, something like that. I don't remember if that's exactly what it was.
I think they sold the company for 100.
Oh, they sold the company for 100.
Was sold for $100 million at his age of 27.
Okay. So his share. I don't think
it says what his share is.
His share would have been probably like 30 or 40 million, something like that. So a ton of money.
Enough to set him up pretty well.
Yeah, enough money to live on a 6-figure yearly income without spending a dime of that money. So pretty good.
So money no longer an issue for this guy.
Yeah, money working, no problem. So he very quickly, he says that at first it was awesome, and he got to take care of his parents and a lot of his friends and set himself up and other people up financially for, pretty good situation. Went on a bunch of trips, he's just living it up. But then before he's 30,
he said that high lasted a very short time.
Yeah, very short time. And before he's 30, he just spiraled into deep anxiety and depression. And he just felt purposeless. He had nowhere to go, and it was not great. And the article is supposed to be uplifting, but his conclusion, I think, is tough, because his conclusion, his solution is, first of all, it's not a solution. He's working on it. That's how the article ends, is that he's working on not feeling that way. And now he just does YouTube. That's his big thing. So this guy,
he's got another project, it sounds like.
Oh, is that what but I thought it was his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what he's growing a YouTube channel, whatever. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. How fulfilling it is to grow a YouTube channel, I don't know, but,
I don't know if we've talked about any kind of growth, just being,
Yeah, I guess it's true. Just having
if you have something to work on.
Yeah. So I think the thrust of the article and the thing that I want to talk about is how money in and of itself does not solve anything.
Sorry, here it is. Videography and storytelling is what he's doing now. Sorry, go ahead.
So, money itself does not solve any problems. In fact, it, like all things, all material things, all material statuses create, in and of themselves, create more problems than they solve. Because I do know that we do have members of our audience who prefer maybe the opposite of wealth. And there are a large sect, I've had many arguments online with the Windleberry guys, who I think would say that not necessarily poverty, but just a ascetic lifestyle is preferable and somehow morally superior to
aesthetic.
Yeah, ascetic, whatever. The
aesthetic is just visually appealing, isn't it?
No, there's one. What is the word?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, if only we had someone that wasn't retarded here to help us.
I'm pretty sure we need a third co-host.
Yeah, I think aesthetic, yes, is
aesthetic.
But there's another one that's aesthetic or aesthetic.
Oh,
whatever. It just means you live a very Spartan life. You're a monk.
Let's go with that. Spartan life.
Yeah, you live a very Spartan life. Whatever, dude. I know the word. All right, don't come at me like that.
I'm not coming at you. If anything, you know a word I don't, because I haven't heard of it. Plus, we can't pronounce anything very well right now.
That's true.
So we might be saying the same word multiple ways.
Yeah.
Are you saying malk? Have you seen that video?
Yeah. Of course I've seen it. Yeah,
We're all saying malk, Josh.
I was 13 at one time too.
Oh my goodness.
There are people who I think would put that on a pedestal, and there are people like me who put material wealth on a pedestal. Neither of those are going to help anything if in and of themselves, right? But I think because of me, we do talk highly on this show about making money and managing your material wealth well and growing it. And so I want to offer a bit of a, maybe a balancing message to that, which is that, gaining material wealth, like this guy did it, dude. He did it at a young age. He had his youth and his wealth. Yeah. Fast and had his youth. So he's
still got his youth. He's not even 30 yet.
Yeah, well, he's in his early 30s. Yeah, he's still young. Okay. Yeah, the dude and he's handsome. He's tall and handsome, very handsome.
He's very metrosexual.
Yeah, very, very metropolitan for sure. He's got it, dude. The kid's got it. He did it. He won. And what does he have? He's sitting in he went on a vacation. He's on this in the article he's talking about how he's on this nice
He had an anxiety attack.
Yeah, he had
on the Australian vacation.
Yeah, in Australia, beautiful women on the beach.
Presumably.
The
article doesn't detail that.
The beautiful women or the beach?
Both.
I just assume Australia, beach. There's got to be some pretty ladies there. Just everything a guy could want. in a material aspect, in a secular worldview.
Yeah.
Everything a guy could want.
He checked all the boxes.
Yeah, and it's just, I think it's so poignant that he's in the midst of it.
Yeah.
It's not like he's like, oh, I'm rich and I'm at my apartment and I'm in my nice swanky apartment and I had a panic attack. No, he's at the beach with his boys. I would assume with some nice young women around as well, having a panic attack.
Well, he's in the midst of what should make him the most happy.
Right.
Right? That's probably why it happened then, is because that's when it strikes you, is when you should be.
Right. At your most.
Like at this point, I should feel as good as it's possible to feel as a human being.
Right.
And I don't. I don't feel peace.
What do I do?
Yeah.
And you start panicking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. This is what I was aiming for. I got it. And it's not.
And I can't,
what I thought it was.
I can't breathe. I got to get my shirt off. I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Somebody give me, oh my goodness, open a window. Yeah. Yeah. And so I think that that's a true testament to the message. But here's the thing I want to caveat this, because I hear, in our circle, in the Christian world, you hear this all the time. Oh, these rich and famous people, they get all rich and famous and they're beautiful, they have everything, and then they kill themselves. And the idea that, like, often I feel gets communicated there is material wealth isn't worth pursuing at that point. Like, it's just not going to get you anything, which I think is fair I think that's a fair assumption to draw, that it's a fair lesson to take from that message. But I don't. That
you shouldn't pursue wealth because it's not satisfying in and of itself.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think that's a fair lesson.
Well, I think if you're, let me extend people an olive branch, dude. I'm trying to sell them an idea. We got to meet them where they're at.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, that's reasonable.
So.
How about, I'll say it's understandable that you would think that.
Right. It's understandable to take the most obvious message from the thing. Like,
I thought you were trying to sell this to them.
Whatever. It's obvious.
Ethan just burned his olive branch.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. You are retarded. I think that it's at least fair to say that money can, I mean, it's not fair to say, it's just Scripture just says this blatantly, that money will destroy you, and the pursuit of money is the root of all human evil.
Or the love of.
Is it the love of money? Okay, it's not the pursuit,
money.
It's the love
not
of
the
money.
Pursuit of.
Okay,
no.
okay. So the love of money is,
but that gets conflated a lot, is that it's money is evil.
Yeah,
people
money is evil.
Simplify it and change the entire meaning of that verse by saying money is the root of all evil.
Yeah, money's the root of all. Well, we had that, Chris sent us that article the other day, and in it, the guy said, I should have pulled this article up so I could quote it exactly, but I mean, the sentence, and it's like the context around the sentence is what you would think it is when I'm about to say the sentence, which is, God doesn't love rich people, he loves poor people, which is crazy. I was reading Luke this week, and about the story of the extremely rich guy who goes to Jesus. Jesus' second miracle in Galilee is to heal a rich man's son. And then the rich man goes back, and his son, and his entire household, which means his family, all of the servants, the servants' families, all the servants, everybody. If he's rich, that's like 100 people probably, all get saved because this rich guy goes, we're all Christian now, by the way.
He goes, you know why this so-and-so's alive?
Yeah.
Because I just met God.
Yeah, I literally just met God. Yeah.
Guys, you're not going to believe this.
Yeah, which is, so to say that, people talk about it's easier for a rich man to go for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter into the gates of heaven. Well, that verse means it's easy. It would be easier for everyone. What they're saying, what Christ is saying when he says that is, of all the people who could enter into the gates of heaven, it would be a rich man, but it's hard for him. It's impossible for him to enter into the gates of heaven. without being saved. So why would you think you could pass through the gates of heaven without being saved? If a rich man can't even do it, how could you think you would be able to do it? Is that what I take from that? You're frowning.
I take from that, my understanding of that verse is that it means that if you are comfortable in this life, and when you're very comfortable or very wealthy in this life and life is relatively easy for you, it is more difficult for you to acknowledge your dependence on God.
Okay.
Whereas if you are constantly poor, then it's really very much in your face all the time that the only reason you're alive at all is because God's sustaining you.
Okay.
I think it's easy. Yeah, that's what I take to be the thrust of that verse.
Okay.
So either way.
Yeah. I've met a lot of retarded poor people who can't see past the end of their nose, so they have no concept of why they're here.
Sure, and there's that. I don't think it's a verse. I think it's just kind of a proverb or a prayer. The Lord, please help me to be, may I please make me, wealthy enough that I am not forced to steal, but poor enough that I don't forget my need on you, my dependence on you.
Yeah,
which I think is a really good balance.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. But anyway, but it's funny that we're talking about this because this is kind of going a direction I didn't intend to take it, which is like defending rich people. I was gonna go critiquing rich people angle on this.
Well, I can still
bring that around.
The rich people who, like him, are just he's mistaken.
Right, he is mistaken. Yeah, and so I think that's the point is that you have to, no matter. When you approach money at all, your status economically, I think you have to view it as a side effect of your pursuit of the Lord. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It has to be. Everything should be a sidebar, or because of your pursuit of God.
Right.
Why are you doing that?
Right.
Anything you do, you should go, why am I doing this?
Right.
If you don't know why you're doing it, first of all, figure out why.
Yeah.
And second of all, if you do figure out why and you're like, oh, it's because I like such and such and I just want more for me.
Right. Right.
I think it'll bring me happiness.
Yeah.
Wrong answer.
Wrong answer. Yeah, exactly. Wrong answer. Because it won't. Nothing will.
And the funny side part of that, the other side of that is that if you are doing it for God, to glorify God in some way, then you actually will be happy in doing it.
Right.
It will bring you happiness, so you'll get both.
Yeah.
If you simply honor God with your intentions, God will give you peace in your soul, and you'll be happier.
Yeah.
So you'll get happiness by just serving God.
Right.
So
and you'll get a
stop
cool
trying to serve yourself first. Stop trying to serve yourself the pie first. God will give you the whole pie.
Yeah, just relax.
But you have to say, God, here's the pie. I want to make the pie for you, and God will be like, you go ahead and have the pie.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
nice, cool. I was working this whole time to make a pie for myself.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I just would have been feeling guilty and selfish when I ate it by myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, offer your first fruits to God. Give generously to God. This is why you tithe. It's a reminder every week or every 2 weeks or every month, however often you get paid. Do it on a regular basis. Because every time you do it, you're going, I only have this because God gave it to me. God enabled me to have this job. He gave me the skills and talents that enabled me to do the job. He influenced the manager, the hiring director, or whatever to bring me on. God set up and orchestrated all of it.
Yeah.
Any talents you have and any ability you have to earn anything at all is all because of God.
Yeah.
You didn't do any of it. You are simply using your talents and obeying God, using the tools he gave you. That's it.
Yeah. And once you get that stuff, once you get paid off from using those tools that he gave you, and this is, so I'm going to say this to any of the young guys who are on a trajectory towards money, because I was and now am in the midst of money, and I'm going to suspend a rule that I have, I'm going to suspend a rule that I have. I think if you are wealthy, I think one of the only ways to approach that is to give such that it hurts and then and not say anything about it to anyone.
Yeah, that's the principle of don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, and just don't tell anybody about your generosity.
Yeah, don't even think about it. Just fire it off. Don't
and think, this is for you, God. I'm doing this because for you.
Yeah. It should
keep it anonymous.
If
you are able to give and do something anonymously, do it as anonymously as possible so that you won't be glorifying yourself before men, because and the Bible warns against this, you've got your reward here on earth. If you do it for your glory and go, I'm generous, God loves generosity, and then everybody knows that you're generous, it's like, guess what? There's your reward. It's done.
Yeah, it's not eternal.
Gone.
It's not eternal.
Yeah. You're not getting a higher tier of heaven. You're not getting a pat on the back from God because God goes, surely I say to you, they have their reward.
Yeah.
They're like the Pharisees praying loudly in the in whatever you call it, the temple.
Yeah, the temple. The temple.
The temple. It's temple day.
My cousin,
Why can't we find a nice?
I'm gonna say
temple?
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about when I was gonna say this. My cousin almost got kicked out because my extended family is very dispensational in their belief, and my cousin is mixed. So he's half black, half white.
Okay.
And so he's real into like the black Israelite stuff. And he was going
Black Israelites.
Yeah, yes. Okay. You got to look this. It's very funny. We won't go into it here because we don't have time and it's not part of it. This is a caveat. But he was going ham on the Jews on Facebook, calling them like hooked-nosed demons.
Oh my
and
word!
Saying that they're all pedophiles. It's crazy.
Wow.
Crazy stuff. And my family was getting really upset at him. Very funny. But yeah, so
is that it?
That is it. That's it.
Okay.
That was the punchline. I can't go any deeper. I'm not going to do that to him. You have to give until it hurts. You have to basically, I mean, the way I approach it is you have to give until you're like, Lord, I'm trusting that when this leaves, it's going to be fine. And I'm not going to this is not going to,
I trust that there will still be money in my checking account when this check gets
Exactly. And exactly. That's how you have to give. That's how you have to give. If you've got money, you have to give like that.
If it doesn't squeeze you a little bit to give, then you're not really giving.
Exactly. Yeah. And
if you're just like, well, it's a tax liability to have all this money.
Yes. And I have on my old, I don't have a wallet. I don't carry a wallet with me anymore, but I used to. And on the wallet was a verse from Timothy. I don't remember which. And I used to have it memorized pretty good, but it's effectively use worldly. I think this is actually verbatim what it is. Use worldly wealth to make friends for yourself so that they will welcome you into eternal dwellings. And so you have to give, right? You have to give till it hurts. But you also, I really believe that you need to like any opportunity to be generous in your dealings with people. You need to, when somebody quotes you, at work, for a job at your house or something, don't nickel and dime them. When you're going to buy a car, it is not time. As long as you're not getting cheated, you need to I do not negotiate with people. I bought my truck sticker because I just looked it up and it was fairly priced, and I'm not gonna you just don't go to war with them over it. Just buy it sticker. Spend money so that you can invest time. Come up with opportunities to be to invest in your relationships around you. Use your money to open up opportunities to spend time with people. Tip largely, be lavish that money on others, kind of in any opportunity.
Don't be a dragon.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Don't hoard it. Yeah. Your check. You should be wise with your money. Okay. Before I say this, be wise with your money.
Yeah. But he's not saying go and just
at the end of every month
ridiculously.
Yeah. At the time of the next paycheck, that bank account should say zero the night before your paycheck hits. And it should all be allocated where it needs to be allocated for you to be responsible with your money. But you should not be sitting on it. The scripture is a third of your money should be spent on your business. A third should be spent on savings. I think scripture says land, which is saving. And then a third of it should be spent I don't remember what the third is, but it's basically on
food.
Life. Yeah, on life.
Toiletries and food.
Yeah, toiletries and food. And so you have to, if you have money, it has to flow. It has to be a river. It has to go out as it comes in. And that I think that the thing you should be focused on is not getting a nice big pond, but making the river wider. Like, that's what you should be focused on. It's like getting the cash flow higher, but then also making sure that the cash flow out is as big as the cash flow in, and the cash flow out needs to be largely...
I don't think we're advocating that necessarily... We've talked about investment plenty before, so we're not advocating that all that has to be given away to the poor.
Right.
That's not what we're saying.
Yeah, you don't have to render
the point
yourself
is,
destitute.
don't sit in a savings account and stack up tens of thousands of dollars that do nothing.
Right.
That's the equivalent of burying your talent in the ground.
Right, exactly.
According to Ethan and I's perspective.
Yes.
It should be out working to either grow itself or benefit others, starting in your own intimate family and then extending out there to your church family, and from there, good causes that are not in your immediate church family.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you have someone who's starving in your own church family, I don't think you have any business going and donating to third party, philanthropical needs or organizations. It's like, take care of the people in your community first.
Yeah, take care.
If somebody in your family is starving, theoretically,
if somebody in your family needs help,
is in need. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Having a hard time over here.
If you go to a wedding, and it's a young couple getting married, and you have money, like, your gift,
get them that one big ticket item that they're like, well, maybe somebody will get this.
Get the Xbox that the guy put on the thing, and then get the girl whatever, and then add to their honeymoon fund, and try your best. Don't come in with the Xbox in your hand and go, I got you an Xbox.
Yeah.
Keep it in your truck. Slide it to him when no one's looking. Maybe try to even have somebody else slide it to him. Like, figure out some way that it's not like you're not, glorifying yourself by doing this.
If you can pass it through enough bank accounts that they can't track it back to you, that's best.
You need to launder this gift to them. So that no
launder
one
the
knows.
gift.
Yeah.
Get an account in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
Why is this package from the Cayman Islands?
Yeah.
I got an Xbox from the Cayman Islands?
Yeah.
Weird.
Great. Crazy.
That's cool. I have no idea who did this.
Yeah. So, like, at every opportunity, I think you should be looking to buy friends for yourself. And I feel like it's pretty straightforward, and at least in the verse that I have in my wallet. And here's the main point. This guy, even after he has his panic attack, even after he has all these struggles that, who you get, the article is, you get some exposure to his struggle, but who knows how many agonizing nights this poor guy had. Who knows how much therapy and personal coaching he's paid for, and, like, who knows how much this is, for there to be an article about it. This has been like this guy's his goal, his real mission has been not feeling the pain of his own existence. That's been his mission for 5 years.
The pointlessness.
Yeah. And he even after all that, he still doesn't see the point. Like, he's still...
Can I read his closing paragraph?
Yeah,
they conclude
please.
The article. Here's a quote from him. I can't buy more peace of mind, he said. That's my relationship with money. I'm grateful for it. I appreciate it. I'd rather have it than not have it. But there's nothing that it can do that is going to make me a happier person.
But there is something that someone can do that'll make you a happier person.
Exactly. He's exactly right as far as this goes.
Right, exactly.
But he doesn't know, or this article doesn't go into. This article completely misses. And I guess this is supposed to be an upswing.
Yeah.
On the end.
Yeah.
They're like, hey guys, news breaking news, money won't make you happy.
Yeah.
So, thank you, CNBC.
Yes. Yeah.
CNBC figured it out.
They did it. They didn't offer us a solution, but they did.
But they did tell it. First step, they figured out finally after some very objective testing.
Yeah. What the problem is.
The problem is that we've been running after the wrong thing.
Yeah.
We don't know what the right thing is yet.
We can't figure it out. I wish there was a book written about that would tell us step by step what the solution would be to this pain.
Someone needs to write a self-help book.
Yeah. Somebody does need to write a self-help book.
Newsflash.
Yeah. So
he did.
Yeah, he did. He wrote several of them, actually.
Several. Yeah, there's like about 66 of them, give or take.
Yeah.
Depending on what kind of Christian you are.
Yeah, so
we would say 66.
We would say 66.
That's the number we stand behind.
Yeah. So the point here is that there's no striving, there's no project, there is no because we talk about this a lot. Obviously, the show's called Work Hard. We talk about men having a goal and working hard to achieve it, and all these great things that are great, but they are not great in and of themselves. Everything that we talk about here is totally a waste if it is not pointed at the glorification of the God that created you. This guy, unfortunately, I would imagine, will never achieve peace. He'll never get to achieve the peace that Jason and I have. He'll never achieve the peace that that many people at our church who live
far more humbly
than he does. They have so much
fair
more
to
peace.
say that probably everyone at our church.
Yeah, almost everyone on earth basically lives way more humbly than that guy.
He's definitely a one percenter.
Yeah. It is. It's. I just don't want it to be. I just don't want the point of this entire show to be lost in translation of us getting into the weeds of certain topics.
Yeah,
and
the
that kind
title
of stuff.
could be misconstrued that way as work hard because
Working hard is
what
good.
will. That's the means to an end.
Right. You're gonna work your way out of the pain you feel, which is just not true. It's just not true.
No, it's more like work hard because that's God's mandate to you.
Right. Exactly.
You've been told to. The reason you work hard is more important than actually working hard.
Yes.
If you got to do it for the right reasons, or it's futile.
Yes. Yeah. And so to God goes the glory, but also so should the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So don't just, I don't know. The article just made me think, man, I think we should have an episode where we just check in, and just redo our citing and kind of say, hey guys, listen, we've got about, 200 listeners at this point, 500 unique views a month. People are listening to us. And we want to take this opportunity, first of all, to thank you for that, but also to remind everybody that everything we talk about on this show is completely useless in the final evaluation if it is not done if it's not done to point to the Lord, if it's not done to fulfill His will. So just look at this guy not as I think people look at these articles, at least people in our circles, look at these articles like this and stories like this as a warning sign against wealth, or a warning sign against, achieving material status or pursuit of material status. I wouldn't say don't look at this article as a warning sign against that. Look at this article as a warning sign against secularism. Look at this article as a warning sign against, because this guy probably doesn't have really any exposure to Christianity, very little probably. And because of that, he may never find the answer. I hope he does. And actually, honestly, we should shoot a prayer up for him when we get a chance. But without the peace beyond understanding that the Lord has to bring you, you will never achieve nirvana. You'll live in a state of unbeing, in a hellish state of torture, no matter what your material status is. And there's really no way around that. And there is no material status that you can achieve, whether it be an ascetic one. Ascetic is the word, by the way. Just remember whether it be an ascetic Spartan one or one of wealth. It doesn't matter what material state you achieve. You'll achieve it and be miserable if it is not to point towards the glory of God. And it is not in and of itself righteous to pursue wealth, and it is not in and of itself righteous to pursue poverty. It is only your material status, like we said earlier, should be a side effect of you pursuing God's plan for you. And if God's plan for you is to be wealthy, and then you will be, and you should use that wealth as he would want you to use it. And if God's plan for you is to live a more humble life, then that is what's going to happen to you. And you should deploy whatever resources you have as a, whatever, use them as God would use them. But also, I mean, here's one of the things that I do see on the internet, at least, a lot of young guys who see themselves as being in a more noble, more righteous position because they're not wealthy. That is as poisonous a belief as this idea of
because you're wealthier.
Because you're wealthy, valuable. Yeah, you're more valuable. It's as poisonous as an idea of being wealthy enough that you don't have to depend on God. Like, it is just as poisonous an idea. It is just as dangerous.
Either way is pride.
Right. Either way is pride.
There's
exactly.
pride in a Spartan aesthetic, and there's pride in a wealthy, affluent lifestyle.
Yeah, you can't. You do not have the power to usurp the human condition. That power is reserved for God and God alone. So you cannot pour your way out of being prideful. You will be prideful about the fact that you're poor, which we're seeing now. I see it on the internet a lot. People being prideful about how poor they are. Which, by the way, I think is a doubly bad position, because at least the guy who's prideful about being rich is rich. So yeah, I mean, he gets his reward here on earth, but at least he gets a reward. You're going to get there. You're going to be a janitor in heaven, and right next to him, and you're going to be looking at him going, man, I wish I would have gotten the Ferrari while I could have. I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, guys, that's it. That was the main thrust I wanted to make. You got any last words for me?
No, I think that does it. Let's wrap it up and plug our other stuff and ask for money and all that.
Yeah, guys. Hey, listen, we've got Death with Deity. We've got Maximum Alert for now. I think we're gonna pause Maximum Alert for a little bit, but
so right now I'm working 1 day a week, and a lot of that day is taken up with researching for Maximum Alert. It is a very heavy feeder.
Yeah.
As far as research, it's probably about 4 or 5 hours of research to get one episode of Maximum Alert. Very intensive.
Yeah.
So a very worthwhile show. Go back and listen to those other episodes if you like Ethan's aesthetic, which is a lot of fun. It's a lot more intense. It's a very spicy show. But he does a good job of weaving in and saying, things are terrible out there in the world. They always have been. They're always going to be terrible out there in the world. But ultimately, God is in control of it all. And Ethan brings that point home loud and clear in Maximum Alert. So give it a listen. We also have Death with Deity, which I'm recording with my father-in-law, Steve, who has a terminal brain cancer diagnosis. And so we're talking about how the Christian should view and walk through death and the dying procedure. So please give those others a listen. Share those with others that you think would appreciate them. And prayerfully consider supporting us financially.
Yeah.
So we will probably sometime in the next 3 to 4 months have some way, a Patreon or something similar, to shoot us a little bit of money and start offsetting the cost of producing all of this stuff that we're doing and many other projects besides. So
yes, if you don't, next year I will run out of money and Jason will have to go get a real job again. So Hyper Premium will come to an end basically. We're kind of gambling on this year. So yeah, guys, if you do like Hyper Premium, just know that we've got big plans, big plans. we would really appreciate, just a little here and there. I think will help us turn this thing into a business.
Yeah, really, anything helps.
And we will. We will offer value in return. Jason and I are both pretty diligent workers, and we will not let those resources go to waste. They will be deployed as best as we prayerfully can. So guys, we love you. We are praying for you. Please find a woman and fill her with children, one at a time, I guess.
That's right.
I guess you can do like 2. You can do like 8 at a time.
Yeah, it's possible with drugs, and I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Don't be Octomom. Don't make her Octomom.
Yeah.
That's unnecessary. I think it's funny. My cousin, so he had a child, and then he had a second child, so he doubled his number of children as I see it. Went from 1 to 2, and then he had twins, so he doubled again.
Dang.
So
exponential growth.
2 to 4.
Exponential growth.
I dared him when I congratulated him for it. I said, I bet you can't double it a third time.
You can't double it a third time. That's a challenge. You can let down the gauntlet like that.
Get it.
So guys, please find a church.
Marry that woman before you fill her with children.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that's a good step. That's a pretty good step to have there.
Yeah.
Please just, conduct yourself well with whatever material wealth you're given. Manage it diligently. Use it to help people in a real way. We love you guys. We are praying for you. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.